Welcome to Book Talks that speaks about health, education, and so much more. My name is Dimpho Mogale. Yes, I'm your host for today. And today we have an interesting guest. Yes, you've guessed it, visual arts. Stroking with the paintbrush is our guest today. We are speaking to Ennock Mlangeni. So, as we go into stroking of the pen, let's introduce Ennock Mlangeni. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So, getting into our conversation, who is Mr. Ennock and where do you hail from? Where do you come from? Kemang Ennock.
Ennock Mlangeni is just another guy from Petre State. That's where I was born. It's a very small town, like Maplasi.
Yeah.
Then I moved to Sasolburg after both my parents passed on. That's when I was 7.
Yeah.
To stay with my grandmother. Then, so I grew up there. Like Ennock developed there.
Yeah.
And getting into art, I started art when I was in grade 6. And art was some of a way of communicating. And it was, I found a voice through sketching. And, you know, Nakonse, things were a bit tough.
Yeah.
Because we used to depend on my grandmother alone.
Okay.
So, Nereal school without any lunch or anything. So when other kids went out to play or to eat during lunch breaks, I would use that time to do sketches, just to pass time. Then I think that's when I started spending more time on my craft. That's where the love and the passion started developing. Then when I was in high school, that's when I started like entering competitions, participating in other things to expose myself. And luckily there were teachers who were noticing that, okay, this is something that you're good at. And they will rank some of my works to competitions. And then you get, the school just get a call, okay, we want this student to come. You know.
Yeah.
Then that's when I actually started, and I was really motivated that okay, this is something that I'm really good at.
Good encouragement.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because remember, in our schools, especially town schools, township schools, they don't offer art as a subject.
Yeah.
It's something that is not even there.
That
is not even considered.
Yeah.
So we would participate in competitions and when they are doing art in their schools. So we would always outperform them.
Yeah.
Then I think that's one of the things that motivated me to say, okay, you see, I need to start focusing my energy on this.
Yeah. So, or go back home, go Petre State, ne? Is it in the Free State?
Yeah, it's in Free State. It's a town just next to, after Helpro. It's a very small town. Yeah, that's where I was born.
Okay. So, was this a natural talent and only before, or was it something that was taught along the way, and then initially go grade 6, it was a thing of, this is where I should go. This is my line of work.
I believe for me it was, I was born with it. Like my uncle used to do some sketches and my brother as well. Because there were some moments where I would steal my brother's file and pretend as if like it's me who have done this. Then sometimes redraw whatever that was there. Even though they did not take it serious, but I'm the one who was like, no, I love this thing. Then I want to pursue it. Then that's how it started.
All right. So what are your inspirations? Because we look at Leonardo da Vinci, we look at Mama Esther Mahlangu, but what is your inspiration as Ennock? Or was it just like, Hotamaya Mostrateng, or one inspiration? And I was like, this is what I'm going to draw.
For me, when I started doing that, I used to do like more comic characters because it was more like a hobby thing.
Yeah, but Dragon Ball Z.
Yes, Dragon Ball Z, it was the famous. So you'll do your own story with your own sketches. Then for me, my inspiration is mostly my experiences. Whatever that I went through in life and things that I see around me, they are the things that inspires my work. They are the things that I want to tell a story about. And you can see in my work, you can see I'm more into portraits. So I'm expressing myself through portraiture.
Yeah.
So you can see that there are a lot of children. You can see that mostly, and it's women. It comes from where I come from. And I've seen a woman in a different way through my grandmother. That you know, you'd ask yourself, you're about 12 in the house. But this, my grandmother used to. We all depended on his pension grant, and you'd start asking, how does these people do this thing? You understand?
And how do they build
that?
That's where
you draw inspiration and say, okay, even though things were tough, even though we didn't have what other kids had, but at least you knew when you go to sleep, you're gonna eat something, you're gonna have something. So I think that's what inspired me to in my craft, and that's where I draw inspiration from.
And what story are you trying to tell when you paint these portrait paintings? Because mostly when you focus on portrait paintings, I would think you'd focus on the eyes. It's all in the eyes because that's where the story is told.
Yeah. So
do you do the same?
Yeah. The eyes can tell a lot.
Yeah.
They can say a lot. But also in the manner and the approach that you approach your portrait with, it's relatable to some people. The use of colors, each and every color has a certain meaning and gives a certain feeling. And even the way you stroke your work, it's also important. So mainly for me, it's to give people hope. That's one of my big and important role of my work, to inspire and give hope to people.
Right. So my next question, what type of art do you specialize in? Now that you've said portrait, right? What are your different mediums, can we say, that you use or that you love to use? Because we know that some of the things are very difficult, like charcoal, it can be very difficult. But we've also seen in your work already, you've used coffee before. So what do you use?
So I'm a multimedia artist. So I don't specifically focus on one medium.
Okay.
As when I started doing art, I didn't have material.
Yeah.
I couldn't buy myself art material expensive.
Yeah.
So I think that's one thing that, even though it was a disadvantage, but I think it broadened my horizon as an artist. So, because I used to do art with everything. The way I was so passionate, I would want to, as long as I can create something. Or it's sand or it's what, but
you create
sketch something. So I think that's when I started also being good with pen. So I can use pen, I can use pencil, I can use charcoal, I can use oil paint, acrylic, charcoal, you name everything. Coffee, newspapers, you see,
everything.
Plastic, everything that I can just I can incorporate everything in one piece. So
that's a lot, but also amazing as well. So now, for someone who doesn't know what you do as a visual artist, can you please explain what you do as a visual artist? What is your typical day like?
I think people, when they see visual, especially from our communities, it's something that I don't think they take it serious. Because they don't see someone building a career out of it. And I think it's a good question, Ori. What do artists really do? You understand? And I think visual artists, they incorporate everything. You see, it's like I'm writing a song without words. I'm painting you poems. You understand? So there is a lot of investigation, there is a lot of research before you can do an actual work, before you can even understand yourself as an artist. So there are many elements that are involved in art. I think that's what they teach in school. I've never studied art, but I think it's some of the things that they do, like art history and all those things. But I've never had the opportunity to do that. So I taught myself those things alone. You understand? Right. So a typical day of an artist, like maybe it depends on the stage that you are in, because there are people who are still starting. So I think for starters, normally artists will focus more on perfecting their craft. It's more like your sketching, your proportions, all those things. It's more on learning.
Okay.
Because I think you have to be confident enough. You have to be at a certain level before we can start exposing yourself to the world. Because when you start posting your work, it's like I'm exposing myself to the world.
Yeah.
So I think that there are those differences. But for some of us, obviously, now it's about telling the story that we wanna tell out there.
Yeah.
The things that we wanna share with the people out there.
Yeah.
So you have those times. Maybe you can spend like 2 days researching.
Yeah.
Okay, coming up with a concept.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do a series of about. It's like a soapy or the series
dramas. Yeah.
That you watch. There is a relay.
Yeah.
Where like the stories start. It's like that with art as well. The other portion besides the painting part. So we have that part of your research. Okay, you say, okay, I'm going to name this maybe a series, 10 works, this title.
Yeah.
Then you work along and create. So it's more, there is the concept part and there is a creating part.
Right. Wow, I didn't know that. And that it takes a process and a journey as well, because we think, keep painting, you know, but there's actual work that goes behind that. Wow. Our next question would be, how do you archive this type of art, or how do you want your work to be archived, and how does one actually archive their work in terms of how one can store their art?
I think because, we all do art for different purposes. There are people who are fortunate enough who do art not to sell. There are people who do art just for fun. And you have us who survive, who want to tell a story.
Yes.
you understand? And like, an art piece is a footprint of an artist. Whatever that you do, whatever that you paint is going to remain there for a lifetime. You understand?
True.
Then you are leaving a statement. I think that's one thing that distinguishes each and every artist. Okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to tell. This is what I want to paint. So I think that's one thing. Whatever that you paint, it's like you are leaving it there. You are storing it there forever.
You're making sure,
yes.
this is your legacy. This is your legacy.
Yeah.
So in terms of your challenges, now I like to hear bad news before I hear the good news. So what are your challenges as a visual artist, or as an artist in a whole?
I think one of the biggest challenges, and it comes as a disadvantage, especially within this type of industry that we're in, because art is not like music that is popular in our culture. So it's more like visual art is something that is still, I think, is still foreign.
It's still growing.
Our people, but it's still growing. We're getting there because we are here to change that.
Yes.
You understand? So remember, I'm not saying people cannot buy art or cannot afford art. Or I'm not saying our people can afford art, but as I'm saying, it's still foreign on them. And it's more popular in white people. And remember, where you come from as well plays a very huge role. People who are more appreciative to art is people who are living in the suburbs. You understand?
True.
And it means from onset, we are already starting at the disadvantage point. That where we come from, we can make a research now. Go to each and every house in township and check if there is an art piece. You'll never get one.
You'll never get one.
From onset, you are from an area, you are from a community that doesn't support this thing. You are already far. You have a distance between your target market, people who are supposed to buy this thing, who buys this thing. So that's one of the challenges. I think that's one of the things does not encourage our people to be in this industry. So that's the first big challenge. And of course, you go to our schools, they don't offer art.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's something from onset. They don't consider it as something that people can do for a living or as a career.
Yeah.
So then, once you get there, obviously you get art materials are expensive.
True, very true.
Because when you start, pencils and other things, they're cheap.
Yeah.
But once you start to
grow,
you understand, then that's where the challenge is.
Yeah. But now that we've heard all of your challenges, what are some of the successes that you have gone like, wow, a person from where I come from, I've never thought of this could happen to me. Like, no.
I think, I've done a lot. I've done like so many things, and I even surprise myself at times that this is me.
Yeah,
you understand, and judging and checking from the background that I come from. I started my art in a shack.
Yeah.
With no one to help me, no funding, there was no mentorship. You understand? So, because when I also completed my matric, I wanted to study art. Hey, Mara, Zagayari.
It's not the one.
It's not sure.
Yeah.
You see, then I dedicated myself. I used to go to libraries, do research, and check what other artists did before us. What styles are out there, you understand? So I empowered myself with knowledge because I couldn't wait for anyone to come because I saw it, I'm not going to receive anything if I don't do something. So that's what I did. So you have to invest in yourself in order for people to invest in you. Yeah, so from there, obviously, I started doing competitions from grade 10 up to matric. I won the Sasol Techno X art competition.
Oh my God!
Then, sometime in 2017, I started focusing on big competitions. Like I entered the Big Pen Master. Then I won, and I think that's where my career started picking up. That's where people started noticing me. Because my journey is different from other visual artists. I think I'm one of the few in Africa or in South Africa, a visual artist that made it through the internet. I'm more like the internet sensational artist. You understand? I can testify now and say I've made a living through the internet. I've made a name for myself through the internet. So that's when people started noticing me. I remember that time when Mama Winnie
Mandela
passed away. I started doing a sketch. The same sketch that I entered the big competition with. It was a pen sketch. So the ministers, everyone was hearing that. So I became popular. you understand? I think that's where my career started going.
Blossoming.
Then it went on. Then from there, I started donating my works to charity events. Then one guy came from Outstelling Art Gallery. It's in Germany.
All right.
Yeah. So they came, he attended the event. So what normally on some charity events, they will only take prominent artist works.
Okay.
Because people buy the names they know.
So
this lady said, I've been following you for quite some time. And I love your work. I don't know, there is just something special about you. So, and she explained, and said, normally we take people that we know, that names that
who are prominent,
But I believe, let's just test with your work and see how
you do.
The response will be. Then, okay, I can donate 2 pieces. So the same guy who bought those pieces, he owns a gallery
in Germany.
No, Belgium actually. Belgium. So he attended the event and bought 2 of my works. Then he asked the lady for my contact and contacted me and said, Yeah, sure. He introduced himself. He said, "Yeah, I'm from. Yeah, I'd like to meet up with you. I love your work. I love your style. I love like there is a different energy in it."
Yeah.
I said, "Okay." And so, what do you have? No, I said, "Can I buy them all?"
Yeah.
Okay. Then he bought them all. I think 6 months later, I called him, okay, now can we do an exhibition with you? I've never had an exhibition before.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
I'm saying, okay, yeah, bring it on.
Pressure.
I'm like, okay, this is my first solo exhibition.
Yeah.
It was international.
Oh my gosh.
So, as I'm saying, you see, my journey is a bit different.
Yeah.
Then the first one, the second one, the third one was a group solo exhibition. We had it in Paris. You understand?
Yeah.
Like from South Africa, I think the artist that was it was Lionel Smith. So you see now I was seeing my names
among others. Yeah.
Big artists now.
Yeah.
People used to look from far and say, one day I wanna be there. You understand? We still wanna be there. But at least now we are getting something. Our names are being recognized now.
You're halfway. You're halfway. Now that you've spoken about you being exhibitions and your first solo exhibition in Germany. Now, for Belgium, sorry. For someone who is sitting at home and being like, how do I exhibit my work? How does a visual artist initially make their money? How do you make money out of this industry, knowing that it's so small and so sacred in a way? How do you make money, and how do you distribute yourself as an artist? If you're an individual artist, do you go through marketing yourself, or do you go through an art curator?
I think it depends on because now I think we are living in an interesting world and time.
Yeah.
You know, personally, I've never worked with any gallery. There is no gallery that sells my work. I sell my work directly from me. Yeah. And I've been doing that for years. Yeah. You understand? So we no longer live in those times where we have to depend on others or to depend on a gallery. You are this phone that you are carrying every day. It's your gallery. This is where I work as well. This is my office. I'm carrying my office here. Yeah. That's Facebook page, Instagram and Twitter. Yeah. It's your gallery. Instead of going there posting jokes, go and post your work so that people can see what you are doing. Exactly. It may take some time. It will take some time. Obviously, but someone will notice. It will eventually get to the right people. Because if you can't physically reach those people, then there is no way that you can social media thing. You understand? And that's how even the coffee thing with me started. I just did some few sketch with coffee, posted some, then did black coffee with coffee. Yeah. You understand? And it blew up. Yeah. The next morning I received a call from Nestle. Hello, we'd love to have a meeting with you. Okay. You understand? Okay. And they gave me a sponsorship for a year. And obviously the monetary value, you understand? Because I was still in a shack then. They said, okay, what do you want? I said, I want a studio. Okay, we'll give you a startup studio, something that you can work with. You understand? Yeah. So it all happened because just of one post. So I don't think we are in an era where we should be complaining now. Yeah. And I know as a person because you have your office in your pocket, obviously. Yes. So now, knowing that you've done all of this, how do people find your work? Now that you've mentioned social media, or do we WhatsApp you, or how do we get into contact with your work? Yes, normally now I use social media 100%, but I'm still working on maybe trying other channels. But this one I know it works. Okay. So normally I post my work on my pages, then people just make inquiries from there. All right. They would WhatsApp me. I leave my number on my posts. The one that they can use to inquire about the work. So they contact me and say, you get people from USA everywhere. Yeah. Right. So the highlights of your career, there are so many. Because let me mention, okay,
Mention your top 3 at least. Your top 3.
I think it's my first solo exhibition. It was international.
Yeah.
I think that's something that is not normal in G.
Yeah, I know.
You understand?
Yeah.
Then winning the pen master at competition, and also becoming a judge again for it the following years.
Yeah.
You understand? And also, hey, which one did I choose now? I think the coffee thing, the coffee story.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's one of the things that elevated me, especially in the public and on social media. Yeah.
So, knowing that it's very difficult to own your own work and distribute your own work, how are you able to distribute your own work, knowing that having ownership of what's your own? Tell us how you overcome those challenges as a solo artist.
I think it's all about what you want to do as an artist. Like I said, there are some things that you can control and there are some things that you cannot control. And don't waste your time on things that you can't control. Waste your time on things that you can control. Hence I'm saying, remember, it's a risk. Being an artist is a risk, and even in this time that we're living in, because when you post your works socially, remember you're exposing yourself.
Yeah, and someone can actually take credit for your work.
Exactly. So I unfortunately that's some of the things that you have to take, because it's business. Business is either you win or you lose.
Yeah,
but you have to take a risk. Yeah.
And how are you able to take ownership of your work, or do you ask people, if you post it on social media, to credit you once they see your work, or eberkabang?
No, I think normally the style of an artist and the signature, because each and every artist has a certain signature.
Okay.
Certain, even if we use the same theme, use the same style, but there's always something that's gonna say, no, this is even if someone can just, because it happens a lot. You see people. Some do prints without
acknowledging.
Yeah, exactly. You understand. And some would do a certain sketches and claim that, or maybe they post our works. But even without me seeing that, you have people say, no, this
yeah.
So it separates each and every artist there. I think that's where the signature is.
All right. So, a young Ennock on the Tabanchu, on the Free State, on the Cape Town, and wants to know, how do I become a visual artist or grow as a visual artist? So it's about 2 million. Now they're trying to figure it out. What is your advice to that young Ennock?
I think what is very important, in fact, like I said earlier, is to invest in yourself.
True.
And to believe in yourself. And know why are you doing this thing. And remember, as an artist or a visual artist in this type of line that we work in, you have to have a strong portfolio before. Because people these days want to make money.
Yeah.
But remember, art, the kind of art that we do, people are not just buying an art piece, they're also buying your story. They're also buying your name.
True.
That's why even people say, if I can have an Ennock Mlangeni, you understand? He doesn't care, but he's talking to if I can have an Ennock Mlangeni in my house.
Yeah.
You understand? So you need to build, you need to have a strong profile. You need to work on yourself first. Create that strong profile for yourself. Then everything will work out. People will come to you. We are still building our profiles as well. But when we reach a certain level, then people will come to us.
Is there a peak to becoming a visual artist? Because we see it in other industries. Eventually, when you become the CEO or the CFO of a certain company, like that's the peak. Is there a certain peak as a visual artist? I've made it.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah.
We also, when we started, we said, okay, if people can know what I'm doing, now they know, then what?
Yeah.
I think you grow with time, and along the way you learn some of the things, and you say, okay, this is the direction that I want to take.
True.
We all want to be known. We all want to leave a statement. But which statement do we want to leave? You understand? Because for me, I still have a dream of also having an art school.
Okay.
And I want it to be kokasi.
Yeah.
Where it's accessible. Because I know there is talent in the township.
True,
but there is no facility to channel people to pursue what they love.
All right. So what is next for Ennock?
Okay, now we're still working on an exhibition which is happening next month. Yeah, first week, 35, it's August.
Okay.
And I think now, from next year, I'm channeling my energy into this art school thing. And I want to do a lot of mentorship. You understand? I want to move around the country, like start imparting this seed everywhere now, physically. You understand? Do motivational talks. Exactly. Engage with people who love doing this. Planting those seeds.
That's,
we need Ennock Mlangeni each and every
in each and every province.
Every province, you understand? In USA, everywhere, Nigeria, we need that.
So, what is your parting message for someone who's watching now? They might be in a different industry than you, Mara. They need that voice, that validation.
I would say invest in yourself. Believe in yourself. And, the most powerful weapon that you have is you, because no one is you. So be yourself and do you.
All right. We will do that. Lilo Nabahai, you've heard it here at home. When you rise and stand up and do it for yourself, believe in yourself, and you must have that confidence. You must have that confidence, like Mr. Ennock said. So, how do people get a hold of you?
They can follow me on Instagram. It's all Ennock Art. ENNOCKM art.
Okay. Yes. And is that way we can also inquire you to buy your art?
Yes.
All right. Now that you've spoken about an exhibition, you said it's happening the 5th of August, right?
Yes, 5th of August.
Where is it happening?
We have a studio at Selby. All the details are on my social media pages.
Okay. Yes. So recently we've done an interview with Lungisani Mujaji, sorry. And you've painted a mural of the Albani story. What was the inspiration behind that?
Remember, I think this story, it's relatable to me. It's more like I'm viewing myself like, in 2017, this was me. You understand? That's how I also made it in this. I've not yet made it, but that's how, like, my art thing.
You've started building,
Exactly, you understand? So it was very relatable to me, and I could easily connect with it, because I was talking to him and said, now I understand this thing. Keep doing what you are doing now, because I'm seeing great things. You understand? I see where you are headed. And you won't believe when things start to align. But you are going there. You are there already.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Can you please lastly, tell us the inspiration behind your outfit? Because I see there's painting marks on it. Is this your everyday uniform?
Yeah, this is more like my attire. It's my painting attire. So everything here is random. It's inspired by, but it's something that, this is me.
Okay. This is your everyday attire.
Yes.
So thank you for gracing us. Thank you for telling us your story and your journey. And I'm so grateful for coming to the show.
Thank you.
So guys, you've heard it here, more book talks. I am your host, Dimpho Mogale, and hope you go out there and stroke your way into life. And if not, remember, you can also rise. If you've fallen, stroke again. There's no life that is perfect, but it's imperfect. And hopefully we see you guys soon again. And don't forget to tune into this episode and catch us on our social media pages. And it's goodbye for now. Peace.